The airlock hissed open, releasing a faint cloud of recycled oxygen into the polished corridor of Xiron Station. Captain Aaron Kale stepped forward, boots clicking against the metallic floor. Behind him, his crew followed in tight formation, their expressions a mixture of awe and disciplined readiness. The station was enormous, a sprawling hub of gleaming steel, glass observation decks, an alien architecture that defied conventional geometry. Virelia's swirling clouds reflected off the station's exterior, giving it a living, almost breathing presence. Aaron adjusted the strap of his utility harness and let his eyes scan the hallway. Alien guards lined the walls, their elongated forms draped in iridescent uniforms that shimmered in the artificial light. Their compound eyes narrowed, tracking his every movement. Whispers rippled along the corridor, a low hum of suspicion. Humans were allowed unchallenged entry, an unprecedented privilege in the galaxy, but their presence still drew cautious attention. "Stay alert," Aaron murmured to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Mara Ven. Her short nod was enough. The crew fanned out subtly, maintaining visibility while avoiding confrontation. One of the guards, taller than the others, stepped forward. His skin was pale blue, almost translucent, and his mandibles flexed with what Aaron recognized as alien curiosity. "Identification," he demanded, his voice resonant in a harmonic tone that seemed to vibrate against Aaron's chest. Aaron smiled, a faint, confident curl of his lips. "Humans only. No authorization needed," he said, letting the words hang in the air. The statement carried weight, simplicity, and truth. The guard froze, eyes widening slightly. Another ripple of murmurs spread down the corridor. Aaron could sense the tension, the disbelief. He had seen this reaction before, not on humans, but on alien civilizations confronted with the unexpected, intelligence and capability they had not anticipated. "You are aware this is highly irregular," the guard said after a pause, his tone sharpened with suspicion. "I'm aware," Aaron replied calmly. "But the Council has cleared human access. We comply with regulations and will cooperate fully, but there's no further need for delay." A subtle nod passed among the guards. They stepped aside, albeit reluctantly. Aaron led his crew deeper into the station, the hum of the life support systems echoing through the vast halls. Holographic panels flickered with alien script, translating imperfectly into the common language, yet enough to convey alerts, protocols, and restricted zones. Mara leaned toward him, whispering, "I don't like this. Every time humans get privileges, it stirs suspicion. Talix will be watching." "I know," Aaron said, eyes scanning a side corridor where energy readings spiked briefly on his scanner. "And we'll need to be ready when he does." High Envoy Talix Varn was the station's enforcer, a figure both respected and feared. The Xiron were meticulous, and Talix's reputation for logic and precision preceded him. Aaron had met him only once, briefly, at the edge of a council summit. Their interaction had been polite but tense. Talix did not trust humans, and for good reason. Humans often operated unpredictably, and the Xiron preferred stability. The crew reached the central concourse. Massive observation windows revealed Virelia's swirling storms in breathtaking detail. Ships of various shapes and sizes glided past, docking or departing, while automated drones buzzed silently, maintaining the station's delicate operations. Humans rarely ventured this far without clearance, yet here they were, unchallenged. "Captain Kale," a young communications officer called out. "The access logs, they don't reflect our arrival yet. Sensors picked up something unusual near the upper docking bay." Aaron's brow furrowed. "Show me." They moved quickly, guided by the officer's tablet. The upper docking bay was a cavernous space, filled with ships of alien design. Most hovered silently, engines powered down, but one vessel, a sleek, angular craft unlike any Aaron had catalogued, emanated a faint energy signature. It pulsed intermittently, as though reacting to something in the vicinity. He crouched slightly, studying the readings. "This isn't ordinary," he muttered. "Mara, keep an eye on the perimeter. Crew, remain on alert." Before anyone could move, a holographic interface appeared in midair, projecting a symbol unfamiliar to Aaron. He instinctively reached toward it, and the symbol responded, pulsing more rapidly. Mara gasped. It's reacting to you. Aaron's mind raced. Alien artifacts sometimes displayed sensitivity to energy patterns, biological signatures, or neurofrequencies. This was something else. Something keyed specifically to humans. A sudden hiss behind them drew their attention. Talix Varn had arrived, stepping silently from the shadows, his presence imposing. "Captain Kale," he said, his voice devoid of warmth. "You tread dangerously close to forbidden knowledge. This station is not yours to explore freely." Aaron stood, shoulders squared. "I understand your concern, Anva. But we are here under Council authorization. We will not breach regulations, yet we cannot ignore anomalies that may affect station safety, or the galaxy itself." Talix's eyes, sharp and calculating, swept over the crew. "Anomalies do not excuse human audacity," he said. "I will be observing every step." The tension was palpable. Crew members shifted, some hands brushing against the tools and scanners strapped to their belts. Aaron's mind analyzed possibilities. The artifact, whatever it was, reacted only to humans. That explained the Council's decision to grant them access. But why? And what risk did it pose? "Then we proceed cautiously," Aaron replied, his tone calm but firm. "I suggest we begin a controlled examination of the docking bay and the object in question. No improvisation, no recklessness." Talix inclined his head slowly, an almost imperceptible acknowledgement. "Very well. But know this, if humans falter, the consequences will be severe." Aaron allowed a faint smile. "We're counting on that tension to sharpen our focus, Envoy." As Talix departed, his presence lingering like a shadow, Aaron activated his portable scanner. The artifact pulsed faintly, its energy signature subtle but unmistakable. The station itself seemed to hum in anticipation, a quiet acknowledgement that something unprecedented was unfolding. Humans had arrived, unchallenged. And already, the galaxy was beginning to notice. The docking bay hummed with restrained energy, a tension that seemed almost alive. Captain Aaron Kale led his team closer to the enigmatic vessel, the artifact's faint pulse echoing through his portable scanner. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, yet insistent, as if it recognized him, signaling a resonance only humans could generate. "Everyone stay sharp," Aaron instructed, his voice low but firm. "We don't know what this is yet, and I don't want anyone improvising." Lieutenant Mara Ven moved beside him, fingers brushing the edge of the scanner. "Captain, the readings spike when you're near it. Alone, it's barely detectable." Aaron frowned, crouching slightly to observe the object more closely. The vessel itself was unlike any catalog design. Its hull shimmered, reflecting light in a way that suggested both transparency and depth simultaneously. No seams or panels were visible. Its structure was organic, yet unmistakably manufactured. Small glyphs glowed faintly across its surface, like a silent language waiting to be deciphered. "Is this alive?" muttered Dr. Emmerich, the station's xenobiologist, adjusting his glasses. He hovered slightly behind Aaron, his curiosity barely restrained by protocol. Aaron shook his head. "Not in any biological sense. But it's responding. That's enough for now." He tapped a few commands on his tablet. The glyphs pulsed brighter, forming patterns in synchronization with his own neural signature, captured subtly through the scanner. A sudden vibration ran through the floor, faint but noticeable. Alarms triggered across the docking bay, though the warning lights remained subdued, almost hesitant. Aaron's crew instinctively formed a defensive perimeter, weapons trained, though the station's automated drones moved silently above, observing but not intervening. "An energy surge," Mara whispered. "Something, or someone, is coming." Aaron's eyes narrowed. "Or it's reacting to us. Everyone, keep calm and follow my lead. No sudden moves." From the shadowed corridor, Talix Varn appeared again. His presence was immediate, almost magnetic. The Zyron's elongated frame seemed to stretch and dominate the space, his compound eyes reflecting the ambient lights. Captain Kale, he said, voice precise. I warned you about proximity to the artifact. Explain your actions. Aaron didn't flinch. We are cataloging its properties. Observing patterns, energy signatures, and responses. No interference, no risk to the station. Talix's eyes glinted with suspicion. And yet, the artifact reacts uniquely to humans. Do you understand why the Council granted you unrestricted access? Aaron studied the alien, weighing his words carefully. Because it requires a human interface. Nothing more. Talix's mandibles clicked, a sign of skepticism. Humans have a tendency to overestimate their significance. One mistake here could jeopardize more than your lives. Before Aaron could respond, a subtle vibration passed through the artifact, stronger this time. It emitted a low, resonant hum, synchronized with Aaron's heartbeat, or so it seemed. A holographic projection flickered above the vessel, outlining a complex lattice, rotating in ways that defied Euclidean geometry. Symbols appeared, coalescing into what looked like a star map. Coordinates, whispered Dr. Emmerich, eyes wide. Or a navigation chart. But it's not from any known system. Aaron knelt, tracing a line of glyphs with his fingers. The projection responded immediately, highlighting paths and nodes that pulsed in faint luminescence. It's a map, he murmured, but one we can interpret, if we can decode the symbols fast enough. Mara's fingers flew across her tablet. Captain, Xiron translation matrices aren't picking up all the patterns. Their architecture is nonlinear. Most of their systems can't handle it. Aaron's jaw tightened. Then we work differently. We find the logic in the anomaly. Humans are uniquely capable of seeing patterns where others cannot. That's why we're here. Talix's voice cut through the charged silence. And if your interpretation triggers a failure? If you misstep, it may release energy beyond your understanding. Do you realize the risk? Aaron met Talix's gaze steadily. We are aware. That's why we proceed with caution. For a moment, the station held its breath. Then, without warning, a sharp pulse emitted from the vessel, knocking Mara slightly off balance. The lights flickered. A low hum vibrated through the floor, more insistent this time. Crew members braced themselves, but Aaron stepped closer, letting the artifact's energy wash over him. The pulse seemed to resonate with his neural signature. The map shifted subtly, realigning itself as if acknowledging him. A soft glow formed around his hands, not burning, but warming, like the first sun on a cold planet. Captain, it's choosing you, Mara said, voice barely audible. Aaron's mind raced. This artifact was not merely responsive, it was selective. Humans could interface with it in ways others could not. The implications were staggering. Access to alien technology like this could elevate humanity's position in the galaxy, or provoke hostility from those who felt threatened. The sudden wail of the station's internal alarms shattered the tense awe. Security protocols detected unauthorized energy fluctuations. Xiron drones descended from overhead, scanning the artifact, but failed to interact with it. Talix's eyes narrowed further. It reacts to your kind alone, he muttered, almost to himself. A new layer of tension built. If other alien species realized humans could uniquely access such technology, it could trigger conflict, or worse, war. Aaron's pulse quickened, not from fear, but from anticipation. Every decision mattered. Every misstep could be catastrophic. Prepare a containment field, Aaron instructed calmly. Non-invasive. We can't risk harming it. And alert the Council. I want observers, but not interference. As his crew scrambled to comply, Aaron studied the projection. Stars, nodes, and intricate pathways formed a network beyond the known galaxy. He realized this map could reveal strategic advantages, hidden star systems, resources, and possibly ancient knowledge left by civilizations long gone. Humans, Talix said finally, voice softer but edged with awe. You may have been granted access for reasons even the Council does not fully understand. But beware, discovery is only the beginning. Danger follows knowledge. Aaron nodded slowly. We are ready. Humans have always faced danger. We adapt, We endure and we learn. That is why we are here. The artifact pulsed once more, almost approvingly, as if confirming the captain's words. The station's hum quieted, but the tension lingered, a promise that the next steps would test every skill, every decision, and every instinct the humans possessed. The galaxy was beginning to notice. And humanity was just getting started. The station was on high alert. Zyron drones hovered in calculated patterns, their sensors probing every corridor, every corner. Captain Aaron Kale paced in the docking bay, eyes never leaving the artifact's pulsating glow. Its resonance had intensified since the previous encounter, a rhythmic pulse that seemed almost alive, synchronized to some human neural pattern. Lieutenant Mara Venn approached, tablet in hand, her expression tense. Captain, the Council sent a directive. They want detailed analysis immediately, but Talix has insisted on constant supervision. Every step we take is being monitored. Aaron exhaled slowly. We'll work with him, but we maintain control. The artifact chooses humans, it's not for them. Their interference could destabilize everything. Talix Varn appeared at the edge of the docking bay, his presence unavoidable. He moved with precision, every motion calculated, his gaze unwavering. Captain Kale, he said, the Council is concerned. Unauthorized exploration of this vessel may have consequences beyond your understanding. I will oversee all interactions directly. Aaron met his gaze steadily. And we will comply, Envo. But restraint does not mean inaction. We must act before others discover the significance of this artifact. A sudden vibration ran through the docking bay. Alarms flared as energy signatures spiked across the station. Aaron's portable scanner flared red. An unauthorized vessel had entered the upper bay. Its design was alien, but hostile, fast, angular, and built for precision strikes. They're here, Mara said, voice tight. Someone doesn't want us studying the artifact. Aaron stepped forward, hands moving over his console. Containment fields first. Shields around the artifact, non-invasive. Prepare countermeasures, but hold fire until I give the order. We need intelligence first. The intruder vessel bypassed automated defenses with uncanny skill. Drones swiveled, firing warning pulses, but the ship dodged effortlessly, its hull reflecting the attacks. Talix's eyes narrowed. Humans, do you understand the implications? This is more than curiosity. This is a test. Aaron's jaw tightened. We've faced tests before. Adaptation is what humans do best. The intruder docked forcibly, breaching the outer bay. A hatch opened, revealing a group of alien operatives, armed and disciplined. They moved with precision, scanning the bay, their weapons raised. Aaron's crew positioned themselves strategically, but he kept his voice calm. Talix, Aaron said, you wanted observation. You're getting it. Stand back and let us handle this. Talix hesitated but did not interfere, his compound eyes following every movement. The alien operatives froze as the artifact pulsed violently. A low hum vibrated through the bay, growing in intensity. The intruders staggered, disoriented by the resonance. The artifact's energy seemed selective, targeting neural patterns unique to humans. Aaron seized the opportunity. Mara, activate the interface. Focus on the artifact's map projection. Mara's fingers danced over her tablet. The holographic lattice responded instantly, nodes illuminating pathways that suggested strategic advantages, escape routes, environmental controls, and energy conduits that humans could manipulate. Aaron realized the artifact was not only a map but also a tool, capable of altering its environment if one knew how to interface with it. The alien operatives regrouped, but their coordination faltered under the artifact's subtle influence. Aaron directed his team with precise efficiency, using the environment against the intruders. Automated doors slid closed, sealing corridors. Magnetic pulses disrupted hostile weapons. Lighting shifted, casting shadows that disoriented the attackers. Every action was calculated, informed by patterns only humans could recognize. Talix watched silently, his expression unreadable. Impressive, he said finally, almost to himself. Humans, You are not predictable, but you are effective. Aaron didn't respond. His focus remained on the artifact and the intruders. The projection now highlighted a critical node, a control interface for the station's upper systems. If they accessed it, they could contain the intruders without lethal force. Move! Aaron commanded. His crew advanced, coordinating seamlessly. They reached the node, and Mara interfaced with it. Lights blinked, panels shifted, and a gentle hum replaced the chaotic energy. The intruders were contained, trapped in energy fields that neutralized aggression without harm. The artifact pulsed once more, as if acknowledging the successful operation. Aaron allowed himself a brief nod of satisfaction. Humanity had triumphed not through brute force, but through ingenuity, strategy, and adaptability. Talix approached, his movements measured. You could have caused a disaster. Yet you did not. Humans, your approach is unconventional, but effective. I see why the Council granted you access. Aaron met his gaze. We understand our responsibility. Knowledge without control is dangerous. We adapt because failure is not an option. The artifact's glow dimmed slightly, settling into a steady rhythm. It had recognized the human skill, responding only to their choices. Aaron realized the implications. This was not a simple tool, nor a map. It was a test, a mechanism designed to identify intelligence, creativity, and moral judgment. Aaron continued, we do not seek conflict with the Council or the Xiron. We only seek understanding and the chance to prove human ingenuity. Talix's mandibles clicked, a sign of reluctant acknowledgement. And you have. But remember, every advantage comes with risk. Others will notice. Others will challenge you. Aaron allowed a faint smile. Then we'll be ready. Humanity has always faced challenges we could not predict. We endure, adapt, and overcome. The intruders were secured, the immediate danger neutralized, but the station remained tense. Alarms hummed quietly, drones patrolled strategically, and Talix observed, ensuring no further incidents occurred. Yet Aaron knew the artifact's significance had grown far beyond this isolated encounter. Its secrets were not just maps or energy conduits. They represented potential, power, and a test of humanity's place in the galaxy. Prepare a report for the Council, Aaron instructed. Non-technical overview first. Then the raw data. We need transparency without interference. They must understand our methods, not just the results. Mara nodded, already compiling data. And the artifact? Aaron placed a hand near its surface, feeling the faint resonance. We study it carefully. Every node, every pulse. We learn without arrogance, act without recklessness. That is the human way. Talix stepped back, silent, yet his presence was still imposing. You have proven capability, Captain Kale. But capability alone does not guarantee survival. Wisdom will be your shield in the days ahead. Aaron's eyes met the artifact's gentle glow. He understood now, survival was not just about strength or strategy. It was about insight, ethics, and the ability to navigate complexity with clarity and foresight. Humans had arrived in a galaxy of calculated precision, but their unpredictability, their ingenuity, was their advantage. And the test was only beginning. The docking bay was quiet now, though tension still lingered in the air like static. The alien intruders had been contained, their weapons neutralized by the station's adaptive systems guided through the artifact. Captain Aaron Kale's crew moved with calm efficiency, cataloging readings, checking equipment, and ensuring that the artifact remained undisturbed. Aaron stood before the vessel, hand hovering near its glowing surface. The artifact pulsed softly, as if acknowledging the careful restraint the humans had exercised. Every vibration, every flicker of light, conveyed that it recognized them not just as explorers, but as beings capable of understanding and judgment. Mara Vin stepped beside him. Captain, the Council is requesting a debrief. Talix has offered to observe directly. Aaron nodded. Let them watch, but the focus remains on the artifact. Its patterns, its responses. We need full comprehension before sharing conclusions. Talix Varn entered, his presence still imposing, but his tone carried an unfamiliar undertone: respect. "Captain Kale, humans have navigated this encounter with precision. You have proven adaptability, restraint, and strategic insight. That is rare among any species." Aaron's eyes met his. "Envoy, we appreciate your acknowledgement. We seek no conquest, no dominance. Only understanding, and the chance to demonstrate what humanity can contribute." Talix's mandibles clicked, a subtle sign of approval. "Then you have succeeded. But remember, knowledge carries responsibility. The galaxy will not be indifferent. Others will test, challenge, and provoke." Aaron's gaze drifted back to the artifact. Its energy had stabilized, forming new projections of interconnected nodes, subtle pathways stretching into uncharted systems. "We are aware. Humans have always faced challenges greater than our resources, yet we endure. We learn, adapt, and overcome. That is who we are." Dr. Emmerich stepped forward, still in awe. "Captain, this map, it could alter galactic navigation, reveal systems unknown to the Council, potentially unlock technology from ancient civilizations." "Yes," Aaron said carefully, "but power without understanding is dangerous. The artifact tests not just intelligence, but judgment. It will only respond to those capable of ethical reasoning and foresight. That's why it recognizes us," Mara added, "and why the Council allowed unrestricted access. Humans can interact with this safely, while others might fail." Talix studied the artifact silently, eyes narrowing thoughtfully. "Your species is unpredictable, yet capable of restraint. That is both a gift and a danger. I will report to the Council that humans have not only survived the test, but excelled. They will note your ingenuity, Captain Kale." Aaron allowed himself a small, rare smile. "Then let them watch. Humanity thrives not by force alone, but through creativity, ethics, and collaboration." The artifact pulsed gently, as if confirming his words. Its glow illuminated the docking bay with a serene radiance, dispelling tension and inspiring quiet wonder among the crew. Automated drones resumed patrols, and the station's systems stabilized. A communication alert interrupted the calm. Aaron activated the interface. A holographic projection of the Council appeared, their expressions formal yet tinged with curiosity. "Captain Kale," one of the Council members said, "we have observed your actions on Xiron Station. The artifact's response to humans is unprecedented. We require a full report on your findings, methodology, and rationale." Aaron's voice was steady, authoritative. "Council members, the artifact requires human interaction due to its selective interface. We have secured the vessel, studied its responses, and neutralized threats without interference or damage. Its projections indicate knowledge of previously unknown systems, but we proceed cautiously. Understanding comes before application." The Council exchanged glances, a mixture of intrigue and cautious approval. "Your judgment will be considered in subsequent directives. Humanity's potential is evident, though not yet fully understood." As the projection ended, Aaron deactivated the interface and turned to his team. "This is only the beginning. The galaxy is vast, full of anomalies, tests, and opportunities. Our approach remains the same: careful observation, ethical action, and innovation. Every step matters." Talix stepped closer, almost beside him, a silent acknowledgement. "Captain, humans may walk a dangerous path, but your species has shown it is capable of more than mere survival. That is rare." Aaron inclined his head. "We survive, yes. But we also aspire. That is what sets humanity apart. Intelligence alone is not enough. It is ingenuity, moral choice, and adaptability that shape our destiny." The artifact pulsed once more, an almost imperceptible rhythm matching the cadence of human understanding. It was no longer just a tool, no longer just a map. It was a confirmation, a recognition, and a challenge. The galaxy had opened a door, and humans had stepped through with confidence, skill, and integrity. As the crew prepared to leave the docking bay, Aaron allowed a rare moment of reflection. Humans had arrived in a galaxy of meticulously ordered species, bound by protocol, logic, and predictability. Yet their greatest advantage was unpredictability, the ability to think creatively, adapt under pressure, and make decisions guided by both reason and conscience. Mara approached, eyes wide but resolute. "Captain, the artifact's signals are stable. We've recorded everything. What now?" Aaron looked out the observation windows at Virelia's swirling storms, the station's lights reflecting off its gaseous clouds. "Now we continue. We explore, we learn, and we prove ourselves. The Council has granted us opportunity. The galaxy will notice humans, not just for what we build or conquer, but for how we think, how we adapt, and how we endure." Talix Varn gave a final nod, a subtle sign of respect that carried more weight than words. "You have earned it, for now. Remember, humans, knowledge is both shield and burden." Aaron's hand brushed lightly against the artifact, feeling its gentle resonance. "We understand. And we will rise to the challenge. Humanity always does." The crew departed the docking bay, leaving the artifact secured and observed. Outside, the galaxy stretched infinitely, uncharted systems, mysteries, and challenges waiting. Humans had proven themselves capable, and the HFY principle had been reaffirmed. Intelligence, creativity, and moral insight were not merely traits. They were weapons, tools, and shields. As the starship's engines hummed to life, carrying the crew into uncharted space, Aaron Kale allowed himself a small, confident smile. Humanity had stepped forward in a universe of doubt, and they had left an indelible mark. The test was over, but the journey had only begun.